Good evening. This is Martin Van Nostrand, bringing you running news from the American East Coast. But before we get to the elite runners who are making today's headlines and setting tomorrow's records, we're going to feature an unknown runner. Now, we don't usually do this, but he was very insistent, saying we won't know him for his speed, but, quote, "You'll remember I'm the guy with the 20-something body, the 40-something face, and the 60-something hair." Anyway, he's completed one ultramarathon and now he's going for number 2. Coming to us from the Philadelphia suburbs, here he is, Mr. Joey B.
What's up, maniacs and savages? It's Joey B, and I'm at the beginning of a landmark racing season in 2024. All winter long, I trained tirelessly to see if I was able to make the leap from running 25Ks to ultramarathons. And on March 23rd, I did just that. It took me over 7 hours, but I completed the Hat-Run 50K, and in the worst racing conditions I've ever seen. Now, ultramarathon means any race beyond marathon distance, which is 26.2 miles. There's races of over 200 miles, but the most common starting point is 50 kilometers, which is 31 miles. That's what I did. You would think that's the safest distance to start, right? Before you ramp things up? I thought so. But if you're like me, you would also think 50K is impressive, but it's only 5 miles more than a marathon. It's not that much. Shouldn't you do, like, a lot more? Well, that's why we're here. This next race will take things to the next level in every way. And to add an extra level of excitement, it's my first time in this state. I've tackled the Appalachian Trail in Pennsylvania. I've sat atop the high peaks of the Adirondacks in New York. I've straddled 2 states in the Great Smoky Mountains. And now I'm about to adventure in wild and wonderful West Virginia. The Athletic Equation has produced an event for runners of all abilities who want to experience everything the state can offer in one beautiful but challenging package. This is the first ever West Virginia Trail Fest. That's another level of excitement. They plan to hold this event every year, and you can tell they put in a lot of work. Set deep in the heart of Pocahontas County, the most mountainous region in the state. 4 different distances, plus a kid's fun run. I chose the higher of the middle distances. This race starts at Scenic Railroad State Park and ends on Snowshoe Mountain, making it a point-to-point race, which, in my opinion, is the most epic way to do it. This race will climb 2 historic fire towers and summit 2 of the 3 highest peaks in West Virginia, reaching almost 5,000 feet above sea level. But if you combine all the rises in elevation, it adds up to around 7,400 feet. Jeez, good thing I did at least 5,000 once. Now, some races I do just for fun, others I swing for the fences, and this race will test me in every way.
I had to take a day off from work to travel 6 hours to get here, and now I'm finally here at Snowshoe Mountain in Snowshoe Village for the Full Moon 60K at the inaugural West Virginia Trail Fest. "5:40 a.m. I'm about to board the bus, which leaves in 5 minutes. So it's a good thing the hotel is right in Snowshoe Village. That's what's behind me. We're about to get on the bus. Whew. 6:30 a.m. and I'm in Scenic Railroad State Park. So, the first part of the race and one of the most difficult is being on the bus at 5:45 a.m. But I got it. And now I got like 30 minutes to get primed for the race. I'm not used to this. This is good. I have plenty of time to stretch and warm up and just take in the scenery I mean, this very old town. Here's the railroad, and then look at this behind me. So Snowshoe Village is at the top of the mountain. That's where I was staying, and that's where the finish line is. And then we took a bus down here. And like leaving the mountain when the sun is just coming up and it's nothing but mist and clouds in the sky, it looked like the Lord of the Rings or something. I mean, it looked like the clouds were the ocean and you saw mountaintops peeking up in the middle of the ocean, except it was a layer of clouds. It was amazing. But I was sitting on the other side of the bus, so I couldn't really see it enough for a shot, unfortunately. But anyway, time to stretch, get some food.
Follow yellow. You're gonna follow yellow all the way to Shaver's Fork.
And we follow
Then
purple.
it's purple up to the fire tower. Just past the fire tower, you'll take a technical downhill called Bailout that will take you to the lake. Make a left. When you make that left, you're back on yellow. Yellow the rest of the way. It should be well marked. Hope you guys have fun. 2, 1, have fun.
Trails are good today.
So there's an example of nothing new on race day. I've been using a selfie stick to film stuff for like 4 months. I noticed it has a crack on one of the connecting pieces, like the main connecting piece. So I'm like, I should replace this before the race, right? It's only a $10 stick. And I usually test things. I thought I did test it, but today I screw in the screw into the GoPro and burn! It's having major performance anxiety. It's not able to hold a firm position, but I'm fine. My energy level is fine. I'm expecting to perform at full capacity, but this selfie stick is not working. I just have to hold the GoPro in my hand. I mean, it's not ideal, but what am I gonna do, not film? Of course I'm gonna film. But it might not get all the angles I want today. Mile 3, 5 kilometers in, and getting to the first serious hills. I'm walking now. I think I got like a strict no running policy on the hills today. I want to make sure, pacing myself until I got some new gear, got some new digs, trekking poles. This doesn't really seem long enough or steep enough yet to break the poles out, because then I can't film at the same time either. The worst thing is to feel sick or completely out of whack when the race isn't even half over. So I'm planning on eating something significant at every aid station. Try to keep some fuel on the fire. I really want to avoid getting to empty stomach territory. That's kind of where I am now. I had some breakfast, but I just kind of had like some donuts and half of an Italian wrap, and there wasn't really time for much more.
And then by the starting line, I had a Cliff Bar, so that was something. But the way I've been feeling so far is kind of like a little bit up and down. Not too bad, but my stomach has not really had that full meal yet. And I just got to make it to mile 7, and I'm like halfway there right now. So I'll get some food then. We're up there. Remember I said when I was on the bus, coming down from the top of the mountain, and it looked like the ocean? There it is, in the distance. That's the clouds, and then the mountaintops beyond. The views are gonna get much better than that. That was just a little taste though. Something to keep me motivated. A long way to go before we get to the really good stuff. The mile 7 aid station. Feeling pretty good. I'm chowing down. I've already been here for like 10 minutes. A lot of people have already come and gone, but I'm trying not to worry about that. We got some good food here. We got some good volunteers here helping us out. We have the keepers of the trail. We're on the Allegheny Trail, which we just came in on. And all right, here we go. 201, checking out. Thank you guys so much for being here. I want to say hi for YouTube. See you guys later. This is the Allegheny Trail. 311 miles of it. Man, I was at that aid station for 15-20 minutes. A lot of people went by, but not really important. What is important is my stomach feels amazing now. I have had like my second half of breakfast. I had 2 quesadillas. That was slow going down because it was so cheesy, and some water helped. I had like 2 cups of Coke, at least 4 cups of water, and that big bowl of ramen noodles. That was a big deal. That's doing a lot of things for me right now. As far as legs and wind and energy level goes, lungs and everything, feel good. Like, I like racing, I like seeing where I stand in competition, but the most important thing, a race like this, is to finish. It's kind of like us against the course. Can I survive? Can I outlast the course? So that was a very necessary pit stop. And now it's gonna be, I think, a relatively easy 6 miles till the next aid station at mile 13, and then the race starts for real. 201.
Okay, 201.
201 checking out. Thank you guys for volunteering so much. See you around. Thank you. All right, that was probably the most critical juncture of the whole race. It's been at least an hour and a half since that bowl of ramen. I feel pretty good, but this is the toughest part coming up right now. I was stopped for at least 15 minutes. A few people passed me, but I had to eat a bunch. So I think that was just right. I don't think I overdid it with the electrolytes. And be careful, too much of that is kind of like too much caffeine. You're like, oh, like, ooh. But now it's going to be an 8-mile long incline. I hope I can capture the steepness of it. I mean, right now, I got the poles. I'm gonna go to work. Oh, when you see that hill, it's like, oh, that's not that bad, right? Yeah, but this came up from that. It's not that it's that steep, it's that it just goes on and on and on. But these poles are working really well. Haven't had them that long. I used them like twice. Feels much lighter on my legs. It's gonna save way more of me for the rest of the race. Ooh. That's what I just came up.
And then go up some more. Once again, this is what, the third time? Just came up that, yeah, not so bad, right? But hairpin turn, and then all of that. Mile 17, and it's flattened out, kind of. This is good because this looks like the halfway point of the big climb, and with these poles, I've felt fine so far. I'm very, very pleased with the money I spent. 35 bucks for some basic poles. Money well spent. I mean, my legs were burning, but at an intensity of like 2, maybe 3. Now I get back to running. So far, plenty of gas in the tank. Sometimes I get asked, how do you know you're still on the course? Well, it's that right there. That yellow ribbon will be hanging from trees and stuff every so often, usually every few minutes, and that's pretty reassuring. That's been easy so far. No issues, knowing where to go. They have it well marked, and a lot of times, you know, like right here, pretty obvious to see which way to go, right? But usually at these races, when you get to an intersection, they will have signs like X for this way, arrow this way. They make it pretty obvious what's right and wrong. Oh yeah, this is one of the reasons why I run, to get to spots like this. This must be Bald Knob. Oh man. Hey, good job. Yep. Bald Knob. Elevation 4,730 feet above sea level. Well, that was wild and wonderful. I gotta be moving on. Finally get some descent now. Well, I always like to take out the camera when there's a change in scenery. This is different. Mile 21, made it to the top and feeling fine. Optional fire tower. What do you mean, is it really that optional? No, it's mandatory. I was saying, like, you could pull to the side of the road for a nice overlook. It still looks great. But when you've journeyed, you know, hours and hours and thousands of feet on foot, and then you get to the top of the mountain, it means so much more. It feels so much better. And it's like, I believe it was Sir Edmund Hillary said, first guy to climb Mount Everest, said it's not the mountain you conquer, but yourself. All right, here we are, yeah. That aid station was much better. That seemed like I was only stopped for like 5 minutes for food and maybe 5 minutes or so for the tower. That's worth it though. It takes some extra time for the view. But I had a cup of the chicken broth. It was pretty packed with noodles and some chocolate chip cookies. Feel pretty good. And I was drinking that Heil hydration. Those electrolytes. Yeah, as far as fuel-wise goes, I've been feeling amazing ever since mile 13 with that second aid station. You know, legs and feet, haven't really been thinking about it yet. So I'm feeling as good as can be expected. And that big hill segment was not nearly as bad as I thought it would be. So I have like no doubt now that I'm going to be finishing and strong. I'm looking very strong the rest of the way, I think. And then mile 25. I just left checkpoint 6 and now we're on purple for a while. So I got to look out for those purple ribbons. That was a quick stop though. I was in and out maybe 5 minutes. I had just 1 cup of chicken broth with noodles and some more of that Heil electrolyte drink, and that's working out. But like eating food when you're running long distance, it reminds me of trying to eat when you're sick. You know, it's like you can get the food down, but it's slow going, and you gotta there's some give and take with your body, and sometimes the body's like, I'm like, no, we can handle more. So I'm thinking I'm good on aid for the rest of the way, because I think I've been fueling well, but I think it's like bordering on overdoing it with the food. So, well, look at what we have here. Another one of these at mile 27. All right. Up and down real quick. That ant person is the guy behind me. That's where I just was. This thing is taller than it looks. But then look, you get this. Yeah, I had to take a look, because look what I saw on my way up. That looks like that's got to be Snowshoe Mountain over there. Unless there's another ski resort in the area. But that means the finish line is in sight. It's only about 10 miles left. And then after that grand sweeping vista, it immediately turned off the fire road into this very different looking segment. This is real chill though. It's been so green today. West Virginia's very green. And Pennsylvania is too, but it's like, I don't know, it's like more charged up here or something. There it is, Snowshoe Mountain. If we see that course map again, it looks like we're kind of taking a tour around the mountain and the village. There's going to be one more significant climb and then back down a little bit. And then they hit you with one last test. At the very end, there's going to be a steep climb called Grab Hammer Mountain. Well, getting pretty close to the end if we're seeing a ski lift, but we're still gonna have to go up at least that much. Things are starting to get a little difficult, but I'm in good spirits. I'm still doing just fine. Not quite as good as earlier. And now I'm doing like not so good. I thought I was stepping on flat dirt and it's like blah, sinking into the mud. Oh my God. Oh man. I went so long with avoiding that. I was hoping to go through the race without these ridiculous mud cakes because I just did that a month and a half ago. That was my first ultramarathon, the Hat Run 50K. It rained for 12 hours before the race began. It was a total mud pit. So I was ready for that. I didn't care. Once in a while, that sort of thing is quite invigorating, actually. But, you know, I want a bunch of time to pass before I do that again. So, whatever. Actually, yeah, let's do this. It's a few less grams of weight I have to carry around. Every little bit helps. Mile 30. I told myself at least get into the 30s before you start thinking about the end of the race. But I'm not feeling too good. I would not say hurting or struggling yet. I think the hurt phase has begun though. I think I can power through the rest of the way without stopping, but I'm starting to feel a little bit of that like time dilation effect when you start to get really run down. Like getting from mile 27 to 30 seemed like it took forever. And there's points, it seems like I'm starting to like phase out of this dimension or something. But like for example, this is barely an incline and it's like, oh, I gotta walk for sure. But this sort of thing earlier in the race I was running. Mile 33. Not feeling too good. I mean, I'm finishing. I'm not worried about that, but it's a lot of walking. This is going slow. But if we look across the way, you can kind of see it. I believe that is Snowshoe Village. This hasn't been fun for a little while. I mean, it's worth it. It's all gonna be worth it when I finish and then can just relax for like the next 2 weeks. But yeah, I think I'm gonna put the camera away until I'm at the home stretch. All right, I guess I'll make an exception to film if it's a really good view. Like there's the ski lift going down the mountain, and then looks like the course goes along a ski route itself. And that was the Widowmaker, but we're on green, a nice gentle green circle, the upper flame. I can do that. I'm not in the mood for black diamonds right now, no. Mile 35, and they got us on the mountain biking trails now, and I really like how they're working in part of Snowshoe Mountain. Well, I mean the race course is on the ski course and the mountain biking course. That's cool, but the downside is that the race ends at Snowshoe Village, which is at the top of the mountain. And I already passed that and then started going down for all the ski slopes. So it means I'm going to have to come back up all of this when I got 30 something miles on my legs. So that's gonna suck. But as soon as the uphill starts, that is the home stretch. And I can just power through, and oh man, I want this to be over so bad. Oh man, the home stretch is a brutal climb. This is one of the steepest parts, actually probably the steepest part of the whole course. When you're totally shot. I mean, look at that. Actually, when I came up, you can see the lake in the distance. That's how low it was when I started. But there's like about less than half a mile left. Getting so close I can hear people cheering, so just a little bit more. Man, this is a brutal climb. This would be brutal on any day, like if this was all I had to do. But I mean, 35, 36 miles in, and then this is still this. But I'm really close. A guy just came down to reassure me and said it's like steep plateau, only 4 more times. I think he said when I get to the top of this, I can see the finish line. Well, mile 36. And look what we have here. Yeah! All right! Finally! That sucked. That home stretch was terrible. Oh, man. What do we have here? Some finisher swag?
Yeah, it's finisher swag.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
thank you.
Enjoy, man. And you can still get pizza in here to show your bed. They'll give you pizza.
I would love that.
Ready? Enjoy, man.
Thank you so much.
Hey, congrats. You have fun out there?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Except for the end. The home stretch was rough. Amazing course, though.
Excellent, man.
Great time. Thank you so much.
Excellent. Enjoy, man.
I will. Man, I got so much swag when I signed in. I didn't really think there was going to be finisher swag. I was hoping. So, what did I get? A railroad steak. That was me, man. This was me all day, running with the poles, chugging, turning those arms like the pistons of a train. I don't know what to do next. I've got to regroup. I want to get that pizza, but I don't really feel ready for eating yet. It's really cold. I think I want to run back, well, not run. I think I want to limp back to the room real quick, change in some dry clothes, and then get some pizza. We got a band starting soon. All right, so it's about 8:45. Finally starting to come back to earth. Piece myself back together. I don't feel good yet. It's a good thing the hotel room was right there. I got a nice warm shower, change of clothes, and then I said I better sit down for a minute. And that became laying down. I didn't want to take a nap because I didn't think I would get back up, but I ended up taking like a 2-hour nap. Shout out to all the moms. In fact, it's Mother's Day weekend this weekend. So happy Mother's Day to all the moms. You're amazing. Hi, Mom. Now, why don't we check out this nice bluegrass band? Wait to get to sleep and then get home and then think about something that's not running. Well, 1 week later and I'm running like a well-oiled machine, I gotta say. And I just want to take a minute to go over my recovery, because this is for the people who are new to ultras like me and people who are thinking about maybe getting into an ultra. So here's how it happened. The next day, yeah, I was sore, but like not that much. And then moving around this past week, totally fine. I mean, I didn't run at all, and just didn't really feel like it. And through the week, my energy level throughout the day was fine, but then I would get home from work, eat dinner, and then an hour later, that's about it. I mean, I'm really shocked. I just wanted to put that out there, like, you can go from never having done this stuff within 6-9 months, now I'm doing it, and it's not that big a deal. It's not like I'm out of commission all week or my body's a wreck or anything. No, my body's felt great this week. I was just tired and sleepy. And let's get those statistics on the screen with a quick boom. I like to say ultramarathons are like caveman golf, because the caveman, I mean, not just because of my hair, but that's part of it. But I mean, there's something primal about these long distance running and racing, and to feel like I conquered this course. And, you know, when we were cavemen, we were surrounded by things that were faster, stronger. I mean, how did we catch the animals? It wasn't by being the fastest, it was by outlasting them. And that's really what I feel. I feel like, you know, a true savage now. And then the golf side, what's I think the most different about golf compared to other sports is you're playing the course, and the playing field itself is much different each time. And that's what I love about running and racing. I feel like I'm a caveman of the future playing caveman golf. If I may say so, I think I have a pretty good eye for courses. I think I have a decent eye for photography and nature and stuff. And this was a 5-star course. Thank you everyone involved putting this race together. Maybe I'll be back in a few years for the 100K. I need to level up for that. But in the meantime, it's been an honor and a privilege to be one of the inaugural finishers at the Full Moon 60K.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to like, share, or subscribe, or, I'm told I have to read this, check back in for more adventures with the guy with the 20-something body, the 40-something face, and the 60-something hair. Why do I have to read this? I don't get paid enough for this.